Your doctor probably told you to get a DEXA scan. And if you haven't already, it's a low-dose x-ray that measures your bone mineral density. That's a measurement of the calcium and other minerals in your bone. The official diagnosis of osteoporosis is when your T-score is at or below negative 2.5 on your DEXA scan results. Your T-score is basically how much bone mineral density you've lost since the age of 30. So the idea is if you have high bone mineral density, then you have stronger bones and are less likely to get fractures. The key word here is fractures, because the truth about osteoporosis is having osteoporosis doesn't really matter, except that it increases your risk of fractures. So fractures are the real issue here. Bone mineral density is just an estimate of fracture risk. The big problem no one is talking about is that bone mineral density is not an accurate predictor of fracture risk. For example, there are countries with lower bone mineral density than the US, but they also have less fractures. Also, being overweight increases your bone mineral density because there's more demand on your bones. Being 50 pounds overweight is like carrying a 50-pound weighted vest. Your bones will respond by becoming more dense to accommodate the weight load. But countries with high rates of obesity also have more fractures. This is another example of how high bone density does not protect you against fractures. And get this, in a study of 9,000 women 65 and older, only 15% of low trauma fractures were due to osteoporosis. Low trauma just means falling from no more than a standing height. So you didn't just fall out a window from a tall building. The vast majority of fractures, 85%, have nothing to do with bone mineral density. Another study showed less than 1 in 3 hip fractures can be attributed to DEXA-diagnosed osteoporosis. So if you're worried about falling and breaking your hip, like I used to be, then you should stop worrying about your DEXA scan. So if osteoporosis is not the main cause of fractures, what is? This might seem obvious, but the main cause of fractures is falling. Let me say again, fractures are not caused by osteoporosis. The main cause of fractures is falling. The name of the game is fall prevention. And the main cause of falling is a loss of balance, stability, and strength as we age. This is also why women have more fractures than men, because women fall more often. And it's not because we have lower bone mineral density. It makes sense when you think about it. There's a lot that goes into falling. The furniture in your house, your coordination, your eyesight, whether you've been drinking, the weather, etc. Bone mineral density is just one small piece of the puzzle, and that's been over-commercialized and pushed on women for decades. So if there's all this research against the use of DEXA scans, then why are DEXA scans still recommended by organizations like the World Health Organization to measure your bone mineral density? Well, I didn't know that the World Health Organization's osteoporosis screening guidelines were funded by 3 drug companies. You can see why DEXA scans are so popular, since older women naturally have lower bone mineral density due to hormonal changes. Companies that sell drugs like Fosamax use DEXA scans to turn unhealthy women into paying customers. So here's the bottom line. It doesn't matter what your DEXA scan says. Maybe you have osteoporosis or osteopenia, or don't even know. The point is, everyone should do the same thing to build and maintain healthy bones and prevent falls.